work with the last lady.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, here we go. Hey, I want to welcome everybody tonight to the Wednesday night event here at the corporate office. It's my pleasure to welcome those that are here, welcome those that are on QTV from around the country and around the world that are tuning in. Tonight it's my pleasure to introduce David Hall. David is the innovator and the force behind the Cellerciser. And for those that don't know about the Cellerciser, you're in for a treat tonight, because you're going to hear some things about exercise and about the way to exercise and the benefits of David's program that I think are going to open your eyes a little bit. So tonight's going to be a fun night for you. Let me just say one more thing, and that is that I've had the privilege to be with David around the country, different places, and other places around the world, frankly, and I've really enjoyed that. David is passionate about helping people with their health and has a great love for people, and you're going to see that in this presentation tonight. You're going to get a sense for that, but I want you to know it's real, because I've just seen David in too many situations. It's just who he is. So with that, I'm going to introduce David Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, if you're on QTV and you're hearing this, if you have somebody that you love and that you care about who might have a hard time exercising, who might have knee problems or back problems or weight loss issues, digestion elimination issues, headaches, they're having a hard time sleeping at night, they want to tighten and tone, loosen their weight, if they're rehabilitating because of a particular condition, take a moment, if you would, and give them a call. Give them a call so they can hear the message that I'm about to share with you. Because this is a life-changing program. You haven't heard about it. You haven't heard about it on television. The fitness industry isn't teaching it. I've been doing it now for over 26 years. I don't do any weightlifting. I do a 10-minute-a-day routine. Every area in my body that you see, it's tightness tone. It's not from lifting weights. It's a 10-minute-a-day simple routine. Doesn't matter where it is. It's on the entire body. And we're going to talk about it. It's a whole different methodology of exercise. Now, we all know that it's important to get exercise, but often we have a hard time doing it, or we're just not motivated, or we don't like it, or we just don't want to do it. What if in just 10 minutes a day you could get all the exercise you needed? You could strengthen your entire body and do it from the inside out, literally in just 10 minutes a day. You see, the current fitness industry has taught us a whole different way of looking at exercise. We've been taught that you have to tear down to build up. You've got to target certain muscle areas. You've got to no pain, no gain. You've heard that one. You've got to tear down to build up, or sweat, or get 20 minutes for aerobics. As long as we buy into that methodology of exercise, and by the way, we're the only species that do. You'll never see a dog, cat, monkey, or any other species of animal out there pumping iron weights or doing some of these insane programs that you see on television. And yet they're very strong and healthy. And I'm not putting it down. If you like these different methodologies of exercise, that's fine, go ahead and do it. But for a lot of us, it's not convenient. It's not easy, and it isn't fun. So with typical exercise, if you're targeting certain areas of the body, the fitness industry can create many different types of exercise equipment designed to target those different areas. And they do it because that's literally how they make money from you. And again, nothing wrong with it, it's business. But wedges, abdominal boards, rowers, ski toners, porta bike, fitness climbers, stairmasters, health riders, Nordic track, Schwinn airlines, life cycle, life rowers, stomach crunches, thigh masters, ab blasters, solo flex, treadmill, cyclone, body gym, total gym, torso track, Bowflex, gazelles, you get the general idea. The list goes on and on. As long as we buy into the current methodology of exercise, we can pretty much rest assured that the fitness industry is going to find another way of packaging another piece of exercise equipment just a little differently to motivate us to add to an ongoing collection. Because frankly, that's how they make their money. And yet the principle upon which every single piece of exercise is designed works the same way. They all work by applying weight or stress to a certain part, function, or muscle group over and over until they adapt by becoming stronger. Well, what if instead of lifting weight away from gravity over and over, which limits the effect to the muscle doing the lifting, what if we could increase the weight of gravity over and over, apply it to every single muscle in your entire body collectively, all at the same time, over 100 times a minute, strengthening all your muscles throughout your entire body, reducing body fat. Now you've got 75 trillion cells, every single muscle of your body flexing over 100 times a minute instead of a few muscle groups. Reduce body fat, firm your legs, thighs, hips, buttocks, strengthen your arms, increase agility, improve rhythm, timing, dexterity, hand-eye coordination. Provide an aerobic activity for your cardiovascular system and rejuvenate your body when you're tired. But it goes well beyond that. This is a program that's being featured more and more in health magazines, books, and articles as being effective in helping to lower high blood pressure, helping to reverse hardening of the arteries, the #1 degenerative disease, helping to lower elevated cholesterol and triglyceride levels, helping to stimulate thyroid, adrenals, endocrine system, increase oxygen blood flow to the brain, being used by a number of ophthalmologists today to help revitalize vision. But it goes well beyond that. It's the only program I believe that can make the following claim. It's an isometric for toning the body from the inside out. See, most exercises work from the outside in. When muscles get weak, they sag. When internal organs get weak, they drop. This is a program that helps to lift, tighten, and tone connective tissues, abdominal walls, internal organs, or connective tissues that surround and support them, as well as ligaments and tendons. It's a program that operates as a calisthenic. You can target certain areas of the body, such as the arms, the thighs, the knees, the hips, the waist, the buttocks, the arms, underneath the chin. We even have a natural facelift that we incorporate within the program. So calisthenics, but the difference in this type of a calisthenic movement is that even though you're focusing on different areas of the body, the entire body is involved, not just parts of it. So the entire body collectively as a whole is also getting the benefit all at the same time. It's aerobic for conditioning. It's isotonic for building up muscle mass and bone density. It's a flexibility program without ever having to stretch. And best of all, this is a program that can be done in just 10 minutes a day, the entire thing, in the convenience of your own home, at the office, or while you travel. You don't have to change your clothes. You don't have to break out into a sweat to enjoy its benefits. This is a program that is convenient for everybody. Again, you can do it at home, you can do it at work, you can do it when you can take it with you when you travel. You can do it watching television, so that it's, again, something that you don't think of, I have to go exercise now. It's something you can incorporate in something you already like to do. Now, all of that would be too good to be true based upon our current definition or methodology of exercise. And so what we've done here and what we've offered within the Q Science program is a whole different methodology of exercise, which we call Cellercise, exercise at the cellular level. Now, a basic understanding of how all exercise affects the body will help us to better understand Cellercise. I'd like to propose that the common denominator of all exercise is opposing the gravitational pull of the earth or creating some sort of a resistance. Let's examine the statement. If I were to lie down and do push-ups, what is the force that I have to push away from to push my body from gravity? It's the floor, it's gravity. If I were to do leg lifts, what force do I have to oppose to keep my leg up? It's gravity. Pull-ups, sit-ups, same thing. We can apply the same concept to the accepted aerobic activities of walking, jogging, and running. When I take my center of balance, which is right about here, and I move it forward, I feel the force of gravity pulling down on me, causing me to take a step, or I land on my nose. We can apply the concept of weightlifting. Weightlifting is simply taking a mass of something and moving it away from gravity over and over. As far as the body is concerned, do you think it really cares how sophisticated the equipment is? The answer is no. It doesn't matter. It's simply the weight on the cells over and over that causes muscles to get bigger and stronger. Swimming is a great exercise, except for the chlorine. That will kill you. It just does it a little bit at a time. But irrespective, what is it that pulls down on the water molecules, creating the density necessary to allow us to move through the water? It's gravity. So you see the common denominator then of all exercise is opposing the gravitational pull of the earth or creating some sort of a resistance. And if that's the case, then all I really need to do to become stronger is to learn how to stand heavier. Like this. Not exactly. But I am going to show you a way that you can stand heavier over 100 times a minute. The key to Cellerciser was given to us as early as 1911 by Albert Einstein. He observed that the human body cannot tell the difference between the forces of acceleration, deceleration, and gravity. To the body, it's simply weight. Well, we have a working knowledge of gravity, so let's consider a moment the forces of acceleration and deceleration. And let's admit these forces exist and they have the same effect on virtually any body. Because we're all made up of cells, and they pretty much adapt the same way when challenged. Okay, we feel the force of acceleration when we step on the accelerator of a car, and we feel that weight pushing our body back into the seat. That's weight on the body. Now, when we come around the corner and we hit the brake or the decelerator, we feel the weight of deceleration pushing our body forward into the seat belt. Those forces are very obvious, but for whatever reason, the fitness industry's never really harnessed them before. The only thing I can figure out is it's probably due to the fact we generally experience the forces of acceleration and deceleration horizontally, whereas we experience the force of gravity vertically. Most of us are not going to be going around town hitting the gas and the brake over and over to create these G-forces. But what if we could line the forces of acceleration and deceleration up with gravity and combine three forces working on the body, not just one? We would have literally a whole different methodology of exercise. All we would need is a piece of equipment that would allow us to do it. And that's what we've introduced through Q Sciences, and we call it the Cellerciser. The Cellerciser is not your typical mini trampoline or rebounder like you may have heard. I'm about to show you the difference in the unit. But don't try to do what I show you on typical rebounders or mini trampolines, because it can't work. It will not work the same way. And if you are doing my movements and altering the angle of your body in different positions to create leverage, you could literally damage yourself. My dad, hearing my message back in 1995, went out and picked up a typical rebounder and attempted to do my exercises on it. He was permanently disabled within 1 month. He put a bone fragment right through a nerve in his lower back. The Cellerciser is built to give you the support you need to give you the benefits you want without compromising the integrity of your own health or skeletal system. So this is what the Cellerciser looks like. You can see this at qsciences.com. To open it, it's real simple. This is what it looks like. You lie it down on the ground and open it up so it looks kind of like a taco. Pop open the taco, and literally, in less time than it takes me to put on a pair of tennis shoes, you're ready to begin Cellercising. Now, many people mistakenly believe they can find a unit like this at some Sears, Kmart, or sporting goods store, and there's nothing further from the truth. And it is important you understand why. In the early 90s, when I got involved with this industry, every mini trampoline on the market was utilizing a little tube spring just like this. These little tube springs were the same diameter. They would stretch only a little bit, and then they came to an abrupt stop or jar. That jarring effect is what damaged my father. In 1995, Dr. Morton Walker in the Townsend Letter for Doctors warned doctors to avoid these units, saying that the abrupt jarring effect was the same as landing on the ground or the floor. He just did it a moment later. The jarring effect was so severe it would often break the spring as well as damage the person using it. So often they'd end up in garage sales. Well, when I introduced or got involved with the industry, I introduced a larger tapered spring, barrel-shaped spring. It has a larger diameter in the middle and a gradual taper, allowing the body to gently decelerate and accelerate without an abrupt stop or jar. So you have the pumping action, which opens up circulation, lymphatic flow, creates G-forces, but without a jarring effect. Well, no sooner had I done that than virtually all the mini trampolines started coming out, the major players started coming out with tapered spring designs, and they look just the same until you stood on them. You see, when the quality of the steel is not strong enough or is too weak, you stand on the unit, it sinks. You don't get the lift. And when you don't get the lift, you're not getting the G-forces or the pumping action. So what ended up happening is people were going out and buying typical looking mini trampolines with tapered springs, and as they were landing, their feet were pronating. And it was leading to ankle problems, knee problems, and lower back problems. So I then introduced the Triflex triple tiered spring design. This is a patented spring design. It's available only on a Cellerciser. It has a larger diameter in the middle. It has a ridge where it tapers and then another ridge where it tapers again. That ridge helps to focus the weight toward the center of the spring, which is what we want. If you weigh more or you're jumping higher and you need more spring, then it graduates to the next ridge and the next tier and so forth. So you never come to an abrupt stop or jar, and you have the support you need with the G-forces to help you get the benefits that are part of Cellercise. Okay, this mat material, and this particular unit, by the way, is 11 years old now. I take it with me all over the world. I've had it for years. It holds up. I don't need a new unit. I want you to see that it holds up. We designed the Cellerciser to be the last piece of exercise equipment you ever need to invest in. It is the best mini trampoline on the market, bar none. This mat material is not your typical canvas, nylon, or plastic mat. Canvas, nylon, and plastic mats look the same. But when you step on them and you start to bounce, the mat can stretch with the spring. And when that happens, your feet pronate. Landing like that over time causes ankle problems, knee problems, and lower back problems. When you alter the angle of your body in different positions and come down at an angle, when the mat itself stretches, you'll have a tendency to be thrown off. So you won't feel very secure on it. What we use here is a special polypropylene where every fiber is put under nearly 200 tons of pressure. It's extremely dense. You can leave this out in the sun, the rain, the snow. It doesn't matter. It's weather resistant. They make swimming pool covers out of it now because it's UV resistant. I use it so that you have the support you need. You land anywhere on this mat at any angle, it lifts you straight up. So you're supported. Your foot won't roll on you like it can with a mat where it stretches. The springs do not connect directly into the frame. We never wear the frame out. We drill 36 holes through the frame, put steel pins through the holes, connect the springs to the pins so the frame will last virtually forever. The legs don't screw on, so we don't have to constantly tighten them down. They don't get stripped or stuck. They fit over a steel post. They're held into place by heavy-duty piano wire. Even the rubber tips aren't rubber, they're a polymer that lasts for years. We've never worn one out. Okay, I'm ready to demonstrate Cellercise. And what I'm going to do tonight, which is a little different, is just jump right into some of the different movements that we can do. My objective here, I hope you understand a little bit about the science of Cellercise. You can get more information on our website. But what I want to do is address what you want to accomplish. And so I'm going to go through a number of different movements and know that there's a lot more. People that do have headaches, or people that have chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, the Cellercisers had absolutely tremendous effects on people. Diabetes. It helps increase circulation. It stimulates brain activity. The movement up and down challenges proprioceptors. If you look anywhere in the world, naturally, when a baby stands up in a crib, they don't have good balance. We're not born with it. Baby holds on to the crib, anywhere in the world they start to bounce up and down. It's a natural movement. When they get out of the crib, they don't stop. They graduate. Now they jump on the couch or a bed, and we often kick them off. I tell people if we knew better, not only would we encourage the child to do it, we would be up there doing it with them. You see, we're not born with balance. It has nothing to do with age. It is a physiological function at any age. We can lose it. We can regain it. It has to be challenged. Movement up and down moves fluid past the stirrup. It's called it's the smallest bone in the ear, representing our vestibular balance. It also challenges proprioceptors and brain activity in the nervous system. So as you're moving up and down, balance, rhythm, timing, dexterity, hand-eye coordination, the ability to learn faster and retain longer, all of this is being involved through these movements. But you've got a child bouncing up and down on the couch or bed, we kick them off, they begin to dance. And if you've ever noticed how young people dance anywhere in the world, they're bouncing off the walls, let alone the ground. They're bouncing up and down all the time. But we get to a certain age in our culture and most people stop bouncing up and down. We begin to live a horizontal existence. And we do it day after day, year after year, with gravity always pulling down. Well, when we stop putting weight on a muscle will get soft and start to sag. When we stop putting weight on the internal organs and the connective tissue supporting them, those connective tissues get weak and the internal organs begin to drop. We think that's part of the aging process. One of the things that I share with people when I lecture is that there's nobody listening to this program right now that's over 7 years old. There's nobody over 7 years old. You see, cells don't get old. They're always replacing themselves. But cells get weak, and when cells get weak, body parts and functions get weak also. But the wonderful news is that we can strengthen and improve the efficiency of our cells at any age. And as we strengthen and improve the efficiency of our cells, we automatically do the same thing with our body parts and functions. So let me show you some of the movements that we do on a Cellerciser that virtually anybody can do. Now, the Cellercisers come with a balance bar. I just don't bring it for convenience sake right now, but the balance bar, you just snap it together. It slides over the legs. You can hold on to it with both hands. This is for all ages. Remember, nobody's over 7 years old. We have 90-year-olds who call me up to brag that they're on top of the rooftop repairing their own shingles, and they're in their 90s. We've had lots of men and women in their 90s, some in their hundreds, that are Cellercising. You can start off as gently as this right here, just like a baby. If you haven't been doing anything for a long time, or if you're fighting weight, you want to lose weight, and you have to strengthen the supporting muscles, ligaments around the knees and around the hips. It's kind of hard to do that when you're hitting a hard surface. But you can get on a Cellerciser and just gently rock side to side. The gentle rocking side to side is working all the muscles in the hip, as well as the thighs and the knees. This is simple, completely supported. As you get stronger, you can jump a little bit more back and forth. For example, this is the hips, inner outer thigh, both sides of the knee. The most important movement, though, I'm going to go over this, is very, very important. The most important movement is this one right here. Gentle movement up and down. This movement up and down creates pressure changes that open up the blood vessels, helping to backflush valves, opening up capillaries and circulation through all areas of our body, so our body parts and functions work more efficiently. As we're gently moving up and down, it is the wake-up call in the morning. My thyroid, the adrenals, the endocrine system, liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, pineal gland, brain activity, everything is gently being massaged. It's a wake-up call. So I'll do this for about 2 to 3 minutes. It also opens up the lymphatic system, which is a circulatory system that works its way throughout your entire body. The lymphatic system is designed to help keep us alive and healthy. It's our police force within the body. If it's compromised because of stress or distress, or we've been exposed or compromised in our health because of what we've breathed or eaten or been exposed to, then we get on a Cellerciser and we move up and down. Within a few minutes, millions of one-way valves in the lymphatic system are opening and shutting. And so this gentle movement up and down creates a literal vacuum system of suction that helps to pull circulation in between bones and joints and tissue spaces of the body. It literally flushes out the internal environment of the body. Very important. I'll get on the Cellerciser for about 2 to 3 minutes. In the morning, I'll notice any puffiness around the eyes disappear because I'm getting the fluid moving through my body. That's the most important wake-up call, I believe, that we can give ourselves every single day when we first wake up. In fact, if you could look at your blood underneath a microscope when you first woke up in the morning, most people would have what's called sticky blood. It's because of what we eat, the environment, conditions we live in today. When the blood cells get sticky and they're not circulating sufficiently, we're more prone to disease and illness. The cells don't have access to oxygen, nutrients, metabolic processes are compromised. We can build up plaques and various different issues within the system. We get on a Cellerciser for just 3 to 5 minutes. If you could look at your blood cells again underneath a microscope, you would never not start every single day with the Cellerciser, because the blood cells now become separated, oxygenated, and energized. This gentle movement right here is moving fluid up and down through my entire body. That's the most important exercise I believe everybody could do on a day-to-day basis. And if you want to feel better, perform better, and have a higher quality of life, I believe that movement right there is not optional. It's essential. We don't get it in our normal day-to-day activities. So 2 to 3 minutes of the baby bounce. The second most important activity I teach people is to spread the feet apart, bend at the knee a little bit, lift the heels up and down, and do a gentle twist. Every day. This is simple. You know how effective this is? This gentle movement. You've seen people do things like this for their back. We're told up to 80% of Americans are going to have lower back problems to contend with. That's a lot of Americans. Most people don't know how to increase circulation to the disc. They've never been taught how to do it. So, in the disc, by the time we're 18, 19 years old, natural circulation to the disc is cut off. So unless we're doing movement, the discs begin to shrink like a sponge without water. And as they shrink, we get more pressure on the nerves and less flexibility in the back. So movement creates circulation, and that increased circulation imbibes the disc so that they can expand, taking pressure off the nerves and increasing flexibility in the back. Very important. So this gentle movement right here, you're on the mat the whole time, lifting the heels up and down, just gently twisting. It's also loosening the lower back, but it's also taking the liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, and the colon and the intestines, and massaging all those internal organs every single day. I've had wonderful written testimonials of people that have improved their digestion elimination processes through the gentle movement up and down and the gentle twisting on a Cellerciser. Okay, for weight loss, the biggest muscles of the body have the greatest demand, and they'll give us the fastest results. So if we want to lose weight quickly, we want to use the bigger muscles because they have the greatest demand for fuel. So here's the weight loss one that you can only do on a Cellerciser, but it's very effective. It's that you can hold on to the balance bar, spread the feet apart a little bit, keep your back straight, bend at the knees slightly. That puts all the weight on the thighs. Those are the biggest muscles. Don't lean forward, it takes the weight off the thigh. So keeping the back straight, feet flat, you're going to start off with what we call the jumbo walk. It's still very intense. And you just gently walk back and forth, pushing down into the mat. That's going to work the thighs and the knees. As they get stronger and you become stronger, then instead of walking, we do the jumbo run. And it's done just like this. You're not even lifting your feet up off the mat. You're pushing down into the mat. I guarantee you, I don't care what shape you're in, within 20 seconds, you're going to feel that burning. You see, those muscles will eat up the glucose and sugars, the most available source of energy to those muscles in the body first. When you're done with the first set, then you stand there, lift the heels up and down until you catch your wind. And as you lift the heels up and down, the calf muscle flexes. As it flexes, it helps reduce edema, swelling, varicose veins, because it's helping to push that circulation back up toward the heart. So it makes it easier on the heart and all the collateral muscles surrounding the heart. So when you're done with the first set, then do it again. There's 3 ways to lose weight naturally. Diet is one way. Burning calories faster than we're taking them in is another. And increasing metabolism. The last 2, burning calories faster than we're taking them in and increasing metabolism, is what the jumbo run does. This simple movement right here, extremely effective. Again, using the biggest muscles, helping give us the fastest results. So, most important, this one here. Second, most important here. This one for weight loss. You don't want to lose weight. You want to just be in good shape, have more energy. It's a good aerobic exercise. The whole thing is aerobic. You can run, or as slow or as fast as you want. You don't have to worry about ankle problems, knee problems, shin splints, or lower back problems. And it's a great aerobic activity. If you want to tighten or build up muscles, a sit-up limits the effect only to a small group of muscles right here in the stomach. But the Cellerciser, when you tilt, all these muscles are tight. Holding on to the balance bar, I'm now going to leverage the weight here so that it's much more intense than just doing a sit-up. So as I'm kicking my legs out, I'm leveraging the weight right there. much more intense than just doing something like that. And the entire body is flexing, not just these muscles. That's why Cellerciser only takes 10 minutes a day. If you took 20, 30, or 40% more weight and you applied it just to one muscle over 100 times a minute for 10 solid minutes, great exercise for that muscle. Now you got to do all the other ones. Most of us don't have time to do that to all the different muscle groups. When you're Cellercising, your cells don't care where weight comes from. As you're moving up and down, the weight is on every single cell membrane. So every muscle, bone, connective tissue, ligament, tendon, skin, collagen, protein fibers. How do you get a skin cell to do a push-up? You put it under weight. That's what Cellerciser does. The increase of weight over and over will cause the cells to respond by fortifying their membranes with more protein to compensate for the constant deformity or weight against the cell membrane. But we don't limit the effect. We're doing it on every single cell. So even though I'm working here, if I take my head, tilt it backwards a little bit, I'm also working underneath the neck, which helps to tighten underneath the chin. If you have love handles and you don't love them, which most of us don't, you can hold on to that balance bar, and from my hips, I simply kick out side to side. Every time I come down, I'm putting the weight right there, leveraging it. It's on the whole body, but it's right here. See, so rather than putting it 10 minutes or 100 times a minute for 10 minutes on one muscle, we're focusing on different areas of the body, but applying the weight on the whole body. That's what makes it so effective and so efficient. To strengthen the lower back and the buttocks, you can lean forward, hold on to the balance bar. From my hips, I simply kick back. Every time I come down, I'm putting the weight right back here. And again, for skiing, if you want to go skiing, side to side, or back and forth like this. And Jessica, can I have you come up for a moment? I want to, this is real simple. I want to do the strength and balance test on you. Because we were talking about how your blood chemistry changes, the endocrine system, the thyroid, the adrenals, your whole body, you feel better. You feel better when you're balanced. The balance that we're about to give Jessica here is incredible. It's absolutely amazing. And the implications for any of you who like to dance, who like to do any kind of a sport, I could tell you stories on how we've worked with athletes that have gone on to win state. I mean, because the Cellerciser is a secret weapon. It gives you a kind of balance and strength the average person will never get, because most people are never exercising in a totally balanced state. They target one group of muscles, then another group, and then they do one group of exercise, then a different group. With Cellerciser, the whole body is working collectively. We're going to show you right now what that means to you. So Jessica, what I'd like you to do is just stand here and kind of spread the feet apart a little bit. Bend the knees slightly. Put your hands in front like this. Elbows right there into your perfect side. I want you to hold it as tight as you can. I'm going to push down on your hands, and I want you to resist. Just try not to move. Move your thumbs like that. Perfect. Just like that. Okay, now as I push down, you resist. Get ready? Okay, resist. Now as I push down, you see how you immediately come forward and your arms drop? Okay, try again. Do it again. Just as hard as you can. Ready? Okay, resist. Now as I push down, you're just coming right forward. Okay, come on up on the Cellerciser. Now, I'm going to illustrate how this works so that all of you understand that this is real. I've been doing it now for over 25 years, and it changed my entire physique. It's doing it for people all around the country, all around the world. So Jessica, take your hands. I want you to grab hold of these muscles up here. These are the trapezius muscles. Grab them with your fingertips. Get a grip on them. You got a grip on them? Yeah, just like that. Yep, just hold on to them, right? Okay, hold on to those. Now I want you to just kind of bounce up and down. Perfect, just like that. Keep going. Now, as you're bouncing up and down, can you feel those muscles with weight on them flexing? Yes. Yeah, at that height, Jessica is taking about 10 to 15% of her body weight, putting it on top of her. She is doing over 100 of these a minute. But instead of pushing the weight away from gravity over and over, she's increasing the weight of gravity over and over. Doesn't matter to the cells or the muscle. It's weight. She has one of two options. She's either going to get shorter and shorter. She won't. She's going to get stronger and stronger to compensate for the weight. Like go ahead and grab the deltoids, grab those shoulder muscles right with your fingertips and bounce up and down. Can you feel the muscles flexing?
Yes.
Is it a lot?
Yeah.
It's a lot. Guys, if you have shoulder problems, I teach techniques that are designed to open up the shoulders. They're very gentle movements, but they increase an enormous amount of flexibility within the shoulder areas. Okay, now grab the biceps. People say, how do you build up a bicep? Jumping up and down on a Cellerciser. I said, put weight on it. But how do you do that? Bounce. It's all weight bearing. Watch. Grab those muscles with your fingertips. Just grab the muscle. Perfect. Bounce them down. Can you feel the weight on the muscle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? It's tightening all around the arm, not just one part. Remember, this is cellular, not just muscles, every cell. Okay, now take your hands, dig them around your waist, grab into the stomach muscles with your fingertips, squeeze those muscles, now bounce up and down. Can you feel them flexing?
Yeah.
She's doing over 100 sit-ups a minute. Do you see how this is so fun? This is amazing.
I'm so good at this.
It's 100 of these a minute, 100 of these a minute. She's giving herself a facial. She doesn't need it. But the facial muscles have to firm up to compensate for the weight that's on them. Do you see again why this is so effective? Okay, she's moving up and down. She's not favoring one side of her body over the other. So if she has imbalances in her body, if her hips are out of alignment a little bit and she's moving up and down equally, her hips start to drop. Muscles start to move to support her own natural alignment, and it creates an enormous amount of balance within the body. And when the body is more balanced, it can function more efficiently. You will feel better as well. Okay, now let's gently step down. Jessica, I'm going to have you take the same position right here, and you try just as hard as you did last time. And we'll see if there's any difference in your strength and balance now. Okay, ready? Resist. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Totally different. Do you see the difference? And you're just starting. You're just starting. Think of what it's going to be 3 weeks from now or a month from now. You're going to be bounding up and down stairs 2 at a time because you've got all this strength and balance that you're challenging yourself in a way the average person never does. So thank you very much. Thanks. So again, I don't know what your situation is. I'm not sure what you want to accomplish, but I can tell you that the Cellerciser will address your body at a cellular level, not just a muscular level. So when your cells are stronger and healthier, working more efficiently, your body parts and functions are stronger and healthier and working more efficiently. I expect to be doing this for the rest of my life, and I hope that you'll have a chance to try it yourself. Please give it a chance. And when you do, I know not only will you be sold on it, you want to share it with others. And we appreciate that because we have a message and we really want to make a difference in the lives of the people we care about. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope I've been able to give you information. If you have any questions, feel free to write us as well. Thank you.